So I'm finally going to bring to the stage my roommate, Olivia, who Katie's talked about earlier in her story. But before I do, you need to know that her screen name is Ollie Wally 3. And two things that you do not know about her is, one, she made out with a real pirate for $20. And two, she once challenged a homeless guy in the subway station in Union Square to a dance-off, and she did not win. So without further ado, I would like to bring up Olivia.
Woo! Hey, babes. Sorry, I'm a little bit excited. Can you hear me? Okay.
Push it.
Push it?
Push it real good.
Push it real good.
Okay, so the last time I did the storytelling event, I requested that everybody take at least 6 swigs of their beer before I tell my story, so 1. Like, y'all are, okay, you're not drinking, but whatever. Okay. Okay, so when Olive and I were talking about the story I was going to tell, there's plenty of drunken and pretty ridiculous stories that we could choose from, but I decided to tell a story. Can you hear me? Sorry, is that better? I decided to tell a story about probably the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me in my life, soberly. So this happened in high school, and to that I thought I'd give you a little bit of background about what was going on during high school. So there's some Knoxville people in the house. What up, Caroline? But I grew up in the metropolis known as Knoxville, Tennessee. It's pretty comparable to New York, except that it's not. And a few quick fun facts about my high school, just to try to paint a little bit of a picture for you guys. At homecoming 2010, there was a stabbing. I wasn't involved. There wasn't any deaths, but okay, so that happened. Throughout senior year, we had a 3-part mini-series called Meth is Death, in which they taught us all of the dangers of ingesting meth, and subsequently, so I don't know if they did this on purpose, but they taught us how to make meth. And then thirdly, in February of my senior year as well, the captain of the ROTC was arrested for making members of the ROTC do naked push-ups for cigarette breaks. So that was West High School in Knoxville, Tennessee. And as for me at that time, I was pretty awesome. You know, I was like on the soccer team, I was like driving a yellow Bug, like really fucking cool. It's like me and my girlfriends, you know. And it was good, you know. So
You were killing it.
I was killing it. It's like, yeah, I had a hair straightener. It was great. Yeah, I had like a 3.7. Sorry, it's besides the point. So Christmas time came around, and I had this rogue, like, wild card of a friend named Brian, and Brian is to this day one of my best friends, but he's also just a little bit off the wall, which we love him for it. At my senior year state soccer championship, he actually streaked across the field wearing a Scream mask. If that gives you guys any indication. So he calls me one day and he says, "Olivia, can you come over to my house? I have to give you your Christmas present." And I was like, "Sure, like, that sounds great." So I drive over to Brian's house in my yellow Bug, which, by the way, huge mistake. But anyways, so I go over to Brian's house and he has given me 3 presents. One was a hermit crab named Hermie. Okay, you know, okay, we get it. The second was teddy bear that was the size of an actual grizzly bear. So it was like, I think it was like 7 feet tall if you stood it up. And then the third was a lighter, which didn't really make sense because I didn't smoke. But it wasn't just any lighter, it was a lighter that just looked like a dildo. This lighter, it was just, you know, trying to cut the shit here, it was flesh colored, it looked like a penis. It was about, I would say it was about that big. And when you flipped it open, the lighter lit and it vibrated. Which is extremely dangerous if you really heard about it. And I said, "Brian, what the fuck do you expect me to do?" Sorry, shit. I was like, "Brian, what the fuck do you expect me to do with this?" And he was like, "I don't know, Olivia, but it was a gift, and if you get rid of it, I'm never going to speak to you again." Okay, alright, cool. Thanks. Merry Christmas to you too. Like, I'm going to be on my way. So, I leave a little bit confused, me and Hermie, in my bag, and I head back to my house, and my parents say, how was Brian's? And I say, it was great. And so I just put this dick, it was a dick, it wasn't a lighter, it was a dick, in the center console of my car, and just kind of like, forget about it. So I'm at, like, winter turns into spring, like, it's prom, and like, everything's so awesome, like, everybody's going to college, like, I'm in my bug, in the sunshine, and I'm at school, and like, we're all eating outside, lunch at seniors, so cool, and, periodically the drug dogs would come to West High, and, everybody would have to be in lockdown, and we'd all have to like sit in our classrooms while the drug dogs searched shit. You guys, does everybody not know? Nobody else went through this? No? Okay, cool. So, yeah, the drug dogs were searching, and so we were just all chilling. And I hear over the intercom of the whole school, about 1,600 kids, Olivia Clark, please report to your car. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So, like I said, I got good grades. I was on the soccer team. It was so cool. I go out, and there's 4 police officers and 2 of the principals there. 2 principals. One was this guy who actually was really involved in the soccer team. He's my friend, and then this other was Miss Fielden. And Miss Fielden, she was in charge of like breaking up the fights. Like she was, she was tough. You know what I'm saying? And so there's 4 cops, and Miss Fielden and Mr. Walker were like, Olivia, do you have drugs in your car? I was like, no, I don't. And they're like, look, officers, we trust her, like, we know her. She doesn't have drugs in the car. And they're like, that's totally fine, but, like, we need to search it anyways. And I'm like, oh, I don't care. We're just hanging out. So then after about 3 minutes, it hits me, what the fuck is in my car? I'm like, there's a penis in the car. So as it's hitting me, the cop who's searching pulls out the penis, mind you, and says to me, does your daddy know you have this? And I said, that's not mine. He said, whose is it? I said, it was a gift. And then, someone give me the gift of a dick. Thank you. Yeah, I got it. So, they're just looking at me, looking for an explanation, and I said, I don't want it. Miss Fielden, you can have it. She looks at me like, what the fuck are you, like, what is wrong with you? And I'm just like, so like upset, and I'm just like, oh my god, what the fuck's going on? So, eventually, they're like, just go back to class. Like, just get out of here. They're disgusted. They're disgusted with me. This police officer is like throwing up, about to pull his own daughter out of school. So I go back to my lunch table and I'm like, oh my god, guys, because what just happened? Like, you remember that dick Brian gave me? My friends are like, tee, everything's so funny. Whatever. I go back to chemistry class, and I like walk into chemistry class after lunch, and my teacher's looking at me, and she just looks at me and goes, and I'm like, there's no way she knows. And she's just looking at me and shaking her head, like eye contact, like, oh, Olivia, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And I'm like, oh god. So I'm like kind of a little nervous, class ends. I go down to my locker with all my friends again, everything's so happy. There is a pack of 12 teachers, and they're all staring and pointing and laughing at me. It's not sad, it's hilarious. I had a dick in my car. And they're just like, is this bitch serious? Like, and I'm like, oh my god. And my friend Taryn looks at me and says, I think they know. I said, I think they do too. So by the end of the day,